lure fishing is exciting and interesting. If you have the desire to pick up lure fishing or want to know more about lure fishing but do not have a clue on how to start it, this video will be the right one for you. I'm going to share the knowledge on how you can start your lure fishing journey. Let's talk about rods. When you first enter into a fishing tackle shop, you will see many kinds of rods. It is important that you pick up the right rod for your lure fishing. Basically, there are two kinds of rods. One is a spinning rod and the other one is what we call a bait casting rod. It is important that you know how to differentiate between these two rods. Let's look at the spinning rod. Firstly, this is how the handle of the spinning rod looks like. It is designed to mount a spinning reel, which I will explain to you in a short while and will show you how it's being mounted. The main difference that between a spinning rod and a bait casting rod is what we call the first guide. This is the first guide on the spinning rod. Usually is bigger in size, and you will also notice that the ring of this guide is designed in a way that is away from the rod blank. Now, let's look at the bait casting rod. Okay, the bait casting rod, if you look at the handle, what is the main difference between this rod against a spinning rod is that you look at this particular part of the reel seat, you can notice there is a trigger. This is to, when you are using a bait casting outfit, this is to help you to hold the outfit comfortably. I will also show you how is the configuration in a short while. And you will notice on the bait casting rod, this is the first guide. This guide is much smaller than a spinning rod, and usually the ring itself is much closer to the blank. Now you know the difference between a spinning and a bait casting rod. Let's talk about the specification for the rod. You need to know the length, the power or line rating, and the action of the rod needed for your lure fishing. Looking at the reels now, this is a spinning reel. You notice that the handle is at the side of the reel body, and this handle is interchangeable, meaning that it can be on the left side or on the right side of the reel. This is to allow you to choose what we call a left-hand retrieve or a right-hand retrieve, whichever is more comfortable for you. You will also notice that the line on the spool will come out in a spiral way, which explains why the first guide on a spinning rod, as explained earlier, is much bigger and also away from the blank. This is to prevent slapping of the line onto the blank, which might cause you a problem when you are making a cast. Now we look at the bait casting reels. Basically, there are two kinds of bait casting reels. There is this what we call a low profile and a round profile. For the bait casting reels, unfortunately, the handle cannot be interchanged, meaning that you have to decide whether you prefer a right-hand retrieve or a left-hand retrieve. When you are new to lure fishing, I will highly recommend you to choose a spinning outfit because it is much easier to learn compared to the bait casting outfit. Lengthwise, I will choose between 6 to 6.5 feet because it is much easier to learn the techniques about how to work your lure. Then for the power or what we call line rating, a 6 to 12 pound, which is medium light or what we call ML, is preferred, or you may also choose a 8 to 17 pound, which is medium or M. Both of these ratings are suitable to work a good range of lures. As for the rod action, typically most of the rods now are fast action, and that is very suitable for lure fishing. So how about the reels? Basically, for the spinning reel, I will recommend a size 2000 or maybe even a 2005, which give you a little bit more line capacity for the spinning outfit. If you really want to try the bait casting, then probably a size 100 bait casting reel will be very suitable for lure fishing. After you selected the outfit, it's time to select the line. These days, most of us will use braided line because it has so many advantages over monofilament, and the price of braided line has gone down steeply. I would recommend that for US rating, a 10 or 15 pound braided line, or in Japanese rating, that is about PE 1.2 to PE 1.5. These ratings are very comfortable to use when you start your lure fishing journey. Besides the braided line, which is your main line that is being spooled into your reels, you need to buy or purchase what we call a leader. This leader is in a form of a monofilament or fluorocarbon, and typically I will recommend like a 15 to 20 pound to start you on your lure fishing journey. You can learn how to join this leader to your braided main line through YouTube these days. I can share more about this in the future videos. Now we come to the most interesting part of the video, which is talking about lures. As a lure fisherman myself, it is like walking into a candy store because there are so many varieties of lures in a tackle shop. However, I'm going to share with you some basic introduction to give you a good knowledge of the different kind of lures. First, we talk about the surface lures. So under this category, we have what we call a popper, a panther, or what we call a walker dog, a propeller lure, or a prop for short, and lately this is one of the new trends, which is what we call a jump frog. Next, we move on to the shallow diving lures, or typically what we call minnows or jerkbaits. So these lures are usually, they have very short and small little lips. Here are some of the examples. Next, we come to the deep divers, or sometimes people call this as crankbait. Deep divers, as the name suggested, it will dive deeper, and usually they have lips that are much bigger because the pressure on the water will act on the lips and bring this to dive down deeper. So here are some of examples of deep divers. The next interesting category is what I put it usually others. In this category, we have lures that are like what we call spinnerbait, buzzbait, which is like a surface lure, inline spinner, spoon, metal vibe, lipless vibe, jigs, The other very important category that you should know is what we call soft baits. Typically for soft baits, we have what we call pre-rig, which means that it's already have some weight and hook already rigged, ready to use when you first open up the pack. And here are some examples. As for the unrigged soft baits, they come in packs that do not have any hooks, and this allows you to use different kind of hook or jig head to rig it up and to use it according to your fishing situation. And these are some of the examples on how we can rig the unrigged soft baits. You are almost ready to start your first luring experience. Here are some accessories that I will highly recommend you to invest. Firstly, you will probably need a pair of pliers. A pair of pliers will help you to dislodge the lure from the fish mouth, as it's very dangerous for you to use your hands to try to remove the lure from the fish mouth. The next tool that you should have is what we call a fish gripper. This fish gripper enables you to grip onto the fish mouth instead of using your hand, and then you can use your plier to remove the lure from the fish mouth. Sometimes the fish can thrash around, and that might be very dangerous for you when you are trying to remove the lure. The next tool is a pair of scissors, which will help you to cut your braided line or your leader when you need to retie them. As for safety, I will recommend you to wear a cap when you are fishing. Not only that it will protect you from the sun and the heat, there are some times where there are careless anglers who might cause you to have a head injury when they are casting the lures. It is also highly advisable that you invest into a pair of sunglasses, not just to protect your eyes from the harmful UV rays, but at times the lure might fly back at you, especially when you are fighting a fish, or if your lure gets stuck and we are trying to remove the lure, sometimes it might just fly back at you. So having a piece of eyewear will protect your eyes being hurt. I hope this video will help you in your lure fishing experience. Do feel free to leave any comments or questions in the comment section. I will do my best to answer and reply to every single one of them. Remember to click like and subscribe to my channel, as I will be sharing more knowledge about lure fishing.